Hi guys, thanks for joining me today on another episode of Bits with Butler. I've decided to start a little side section of videos for you guys called 5 Point Fridays. So on each Friday, I'm going to discuss a different topic with 5 points and try and release that to you on a Friday. So I'm going to start off this new sub-series with 5 foods that you consider healthy that may be making you fat. I've got a group of foods here with me on the table. I'm going to bring them up one by one, talk to you about them a little bit, and we'll go from there. So if I start with everyone's favourite, mixed nuts. So mixed nuts, everything from almonds, hazelnuts, cashews, walnuts, Brazil nuts, pine nuts, pistachios, chestnuts. That's as many nuts as I can think of. I'm sure there's more. They're obviously amazing for you. They're packed full of vitamins, they're packed full of minerals, lots of healthy fats, so really, really good for the heart, really good for the skin. They're super yummy. They're really versatile. They're really versatile. So we can throw them in salads. We can use them as snacks. They're obviously a fantastic source of protein and a great source of really healthy fats as well. But the reason that these foods may be making you fatter is because they are very dense in calories. Now, for most of us, if we were to eat some mixed nuts, the chances are we aren't going to grab a scale first and weigh them out. But on the back of the packet, it tells us that a serving size is 25 grams. And in that 25 grams, you can expect to find 15 grams of fat and over 160 calories. Now, I have weighed out 25 grams of these nuts today, and I've counted them. And it's 20 nuts. So if you're going to open a bag of nuts, and you're going to have them by your desk at work, and you're going to be snacking on them, what's the bet you're going to get through more than 20 nuts? More than 25 grams of nuts. And before you know it, that serving of 25 grams has turned into, if you were to do half of this bag, that's 125 grams. Okay? You're looking at 700-800 calories really easily without realizing you've done it. It's going to be the difference between finding yourself in a calorie deficit by the end of the week and not. Next up, avocados. Frozen avocados, because I'm lazy, all right? The food that's loved by some, hated by others, and worshipped by vegans. It's considered a superfood. Now that is because avocados contain almost 20 different vitamins and about 7 different minerals. So the content of the food, the density of the nutrient value is what gives it the term superfood. Really versatile. You throw it in hot foods, throw it in cold foods. It's really yummy. It's good. But it's calorie dense. But just by throwing avocado on top of a salad, what you might be doing is taking a really low calorie meal and turning that into a high calorie meal without really realizing. We've got a serving size here of 100 grams. 100 grams is 1/5 of this pack. You can see those sizes of those chunks. You're probably looking at 10 chunks, maybe. And that's probably half an avocado, I'd say. In 100 grams of that, 20 grams of fat, 200 calories. 200 calories is a considerable amount of calories. Next up, one of my favourite sources of fat personally is an olive oil, an extra virgin olive oil. I've got unfiltered. If you can get your hands on a cold pressed extra virgin olive oil, that's going to be the best bang for your buck. Now it's murky in colour. It's got some gunk at the bottom, but that's a good sign. That tells you that it's unfiltered. It's got all the bits and the bobs in it still. That's the stuff that contains all the nutrients. So keep that in there. Try and find one that's got a bit of shit at the bottom of it. It's quite murky. Don't go for the clear stuff off the supermarket from Tesco's. Pick up something that looks like it's either its own brand or you can see the quality of it by the shit at the bottom. Go for one of those. Olive oil is amazing. It's got antioxidant properties. It's really high in polyphenols. It's a monounsaturated fat. So it's really good for the heart. There's sources of omega in here as well. So studies have shown that diets high in extra virgin olive oil, such as Mediterranean diet, have lower cases of heart problems, such as coronary heart disease. And that's because extra virgin olive oil has the ability to reduce your bad cholesterol and increase your good cholesterol, which fights the bad cholesterol. So it's really, really good. Great for the heart, super versatile. Use it as a dressing, use it as dips, throw it in sauces. You can use it for cooking. I personally do measure out my olive oil with a tablespoon measuring cup. How many of you measure out your olive oil? Yeah. So a single serving, 15 millilitres, that is a tablespoon. We're looking at 14 grams of fat, and we're looking at 125 calories. And that's not a lot of oil, a tablespoon. This is the kind of oil that you will find yourself sometimes, glug, 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 glug. So just think about how easy it is to rack up those calories without realising that you're doing it. Next up, the big boy, peanut butter. If you don't like peanut butter, turn my video off now and unsubscribe. Obviously, I don't need to go through too much about the nutrients of peanut butter because we talked about mixed nuts, and it's pretty much the same thing, especially if you go for a natural peanut butter, because we know that all that is in this is 100% skin-on peanuts. So just like the mixed peanuts, lots of vitamins, lots of minerals, really good for your skin, good for your heart, super high in calories. A serving size of peanut butter, or a tablespoon of peanut butter rather, comes in at about 30 grams. You can find yourself 15 grams of fat and 180 calories. There'll never be a day in my life where peanut butter doesn't belong, unless I'm dieting, and then I can't have it. Last but not least, and I consider this one a little bit of a black sheep from the current foods that I've shown you, because the thing that they've all had in common is they're all a source of fat. And we know that fat is higher in calories versus protein and carbohydrates. In a gram of protein and carbohydrates, we've got 4 calories. In a gram of fat, we've got 9 calories. So we know that it's higher in calories, but sometimes it's not always calories that's the problem. The next culprit, the last culprit, looking at sultanas here, but I'm talking about dried fruit in general. Lots of us will use dried fruit as a snack. We can throw dried fruit in salads. We can use dried fruit in bacon, in porridge, in yogurt, all kinds of stuff. Really versatile, super tasty, great quick source of energy, but then there lies the problem. So in a 30-gram serving of sultanas, which I measured out and counted to be not much more than 30 sultanas in itself, less than the palm of my hand, is 20 grams of sugar. Now, I'm not going to shunt sugar because there's a place for it in your diet, and I'm not going to shunt fruit by any means. There's definitely a place in your diet for fruit. It's fantastic. Everybody should eat fruit. The thing to be aware of is how many of you are actually eating the correct serving size and getting only 20 grams of sugar versus how many of you are getting 100 grams and up without knowing that you're doing it. The problem with that is that dried fruit is really dense in sugary carbs. So by eating those carbs, you're going to raise your blood sugar levels. Your body is then going to release insulin to try and reduce those blood sugar levels. And any blood sugar level that isn't converted to glucose or used for energy at the time is going to be stored as body fat. That's just the process of the body. To finalise, I want to make it clear that I'm in no way saying you shouldn't eat any of these foods. These foods all contain tons of vitamins, tons of minerals, loads of really, really healthy products that are super good for us, and we should be trying to get more of them in our diet. What I am saying is we need to start paying attention to serving sizes. Start paying attention to how much of these products you're using. Use measuring devices, a weighing scale, a tablespoon. Make sure you aren't overeating the calories coming from these healthy foods without realizing it. Thank you for watching. If you've liked this video today, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, subscribe, stick around, This is a 5 Point Friday. Thanks.